What toxic family tradition did you break that cost you everything? I was raised thinking I belonged to one of those old New England families where money flows like water and everyone has 3 last names. My parents, Richard and Patricia, made sure I had everything my cousins did. Private school, tennis lessons, summers at our Cape Cod house where we'd spend entire days sailing and complaining about having to dress up for dinner. The Whitmore family had this unspoken rule that everyone pretended didn't exist. You married within your circle. You kept the bloodline pure. My cousin Jessica got cut off completely when she married her college boyfriend who was Korean. My uncle Henry stopped speaking to his son when he adopted a kid from Guatemala, but nobody talked about it directly. They just quietly disappeared from family photos. I thought I was untouchable. I was Patricia's daughter after all. I went to the same boarding school as everyone else, spent Christmas mornings opening presents under the same massive tree, and knew all the family stories about great-great-grandfather's shipping fortune. Then grandfather died last October. The will reading was held in his mahogany-paneled study that always smelled like cigars and disappointment. The whole family crammed in there, everyone wearing their most respectful black outfits and fake sad faces. Honestly, most of us were just waiting to see how much we'd get. My cousin Brandon inherited the Cape House. My cousin Stephanie got the art collection. One by one, every cousin received their trust fund amounts. 7 figures for the boys, 6 for the girls, because apparently sexism is also a family tradition. Then the lawyer called my name. Instead of a check, he handed me a single white envelope. Inside was one sentence, typed on grandfather's personal letterhead. The bloodline ends with her. The room went completely silent. You could hear the grandfather clock ticking in the corner. My parents looked like they'd seen a ghost, but they weren't surprised. That's when I knew. They'd known all along. After everyone awkwardly filed out, I cornered my parents in the kitchen. My mother was stress-eating leftover funeral sandwiches, and my father was pouring himself his 3rd scotch of the day. What did that mean? I demanded. My mother couldn't look at me. Honey, we can talk to the lawyers. Maybe there was a mistake. But weeks passed, and those lawyer meetings never happened. My cousins started treating me differently at family gatherings. Stephanie would stop talking when I walked into rooms. Brandon canceled our usual coffee dates with vague excuses. I hired my own attorney with money from my college graduation gift. What she found made my stomach drop. Grandfather had hired a private investigator 5 years ago. He'd discovered I was adopted at birth. My biological mother was 17 when she had me, and my parents had sealed the adoption record so well that even I didn't know. But here's the part that destroyed me. My parents had known about the will change for years. The lawyer showed me emails between my father and grandfather's estate attorney. My parents had been promised their own inheritance would remain untouched if they didn't fight my exclusion. They'd chosen their money over me. I sued the estate. The court case dragged on for 8 months, and every family dinner became a war zone. My aunt stopped inviting me to their weekly brunches. My Uncle Charles told people I was being unnecessarily dramatic about family business. When I finally won a settlement, it was barely enough to pay my legal fees, but the damage was done. My entire extended family cut me off completely. Christmas cards stopped coming. Wedding invitations disappeared. The worst part came when I got engaged to my boyfriend Jake last spring. I sent my parents a wedding invitation, hoping maybe this would bring us back together. My mother's response came via text message. You could have stayed quiet like family should. They didn't come to my wedding. Neither did any of my cousins, aunts, or uncles.